Okay, today I'm going to talk about why men lie about the little things. There are several reasons that men will lie about the little things in relationships. The first one is at the beginning of a relationship when a man is trying to impress a woman. The second reason that a man will lie is because he assumes that if he tells her the truth about a certain something, that she will get upset about it and it's going to lead to an argument or a fight and nagging, which he doesn't want to experience. And the third reason is because he has had specific experiences with you that have given him the idea that he can't reveal certain things to you about himself. And because he doesn't want to give up a certain part of himself, he's not going to share those things with you anymore. So I'm going to go into more detail about each one. The first one, I always tell women at the beginning of a relationship, a man is going to lie about certain things about himself. It's just like the peacock effect that we talk about in our book, where a peacock will puff himself up and, have these huge feathers in order to win over the female peacock's attention. A man will do the same thing. He may lie about his age. He may lie about what exactly he does at his job. He may lie about how smart he is or where he's traveled or, certain outings with friends that he's had. He may embellish stories. All of this is just to get your attention. And this normally only happens at the beginning of a relationship. So if, for example, a man tells you that he and a specific friend went somewhere out of town and they went to some party and they were getting all this attention or something like this, and then later you meet the friend and you hear a similar story and you instantly realize that your guy embellished the story, don't call him out on it. Just leave it alone. Some women will choose to say, hey, you lied to me about this, and if you're going to lie about this, how can I ever trust you? We just met and you're already lying. That kind of thing. I always encourage women, just kind of look at it as, a compliment that he was trying to impress you by lying about little things to get your attention and to impress you. The second reason that men lie about little things, like I said, is they already will tend to have, some experience with women, whether it be their own mother or previous girlfriends, sometimes previous wives. And they assume that certain things are not going to be okay. And so whether they're lying with their body language or they're actually verbally lying, these are both considered ways that men will lie about little things. For example, a man may check out another woman and he'll, kind of look over at her but look at something else. This is not lying, but it's sort of deceiving you in a way, because he thinks that if you were to say, oh, look at that beautiful woman, that you would have a problem with that. Also, sometimes he may say, oh, tonight I need to handle, some business that I have with, such and such cousin. In reality, he's just going out with the guys to have some drinks. And a lot of times it's very harmless, but again, he assumes, based on his previous experience, that if he tells you where he's going, that you're going to have a problem with it. And the third reason is when, for example, maybe a man has told you before certain things happen, like maybe he's told you that an ex-girlfriend contacted him as a friend, and that she said she was coming into town and he may go out to lunch with her, and based on your reaction and the fact that you guys had an argument or something like that, he, in the future, next time when something similar happens, won't tell you the truth, because he feels like it's going to be damaging to the relationship. So, again, with the first one, we're not going to be as concerned about that stuff. That's bound to happen. Again, it's more of a compliment. But with the second two, you do need to be concerned about these things, and these are behaviors that you can change based on how you approach your man. So, for example, at the beginning, towards like when you guys really start getting your relationship established, and you interact with him more often, things that that women tend to have a problem with and nag about, show him indirectly that you're okay with them. For example, if a beautiful woman walks by, notice her, or even say, oh, she's got a great body, or what do you think of this woman? Or say, for example, on a weekend, like, hey hun, we've spent a lot of time together, so if you want to go out with friends this weekend, I have absolutely no problem with that. I may just stay home and paint my nails or whatever. Like, I don't want to take up all your time. Like, go ahead and have a good time. And by saying those little things, it makes a guy realize, like, oh, okay, she's cool. I can actually tell her what I'm doing or what I have going on. And because he feels like he can tell you those things, it actually makes him feel closer to you and want to spend time with you in the end. So in the end, you went out by making yourself, a little bit more flexible than what he's expecting. Another one of those, little lies, he may tell you, oh, such and such guy friend is calling, instead of, a female that may be calling him or something like that. And so if, for example, you have a male friend call you, you can say, oh, this guy friend that I have, he's calling me right now. I'll call him back in a little bit though. This is a really cool guy. He does this, that, and the other. And, I was telling him about you the other day, and he was saying he wanted to meet you. So again, you're indirectly telling your guy, hey, it's okay to have girls call you who are friends, because I have guys calling me, and, they're friends, and I'm honest with them about my relationship with you. And so it will make him feel like, oh, okay, I can talk to her about the same kind of thing. And in the last situation, that's a little bit harder to change, because once you create bad habits in your relationship, it's very hard to break them. But if you, for example, if a guy has told you something like, hey, ex-girlfriend called me the other day, she wants to go out to lunch, and you ended up having an argument about it, that's going to be very hard to change. And so in the future, you're going to have to be very, kind of careful about how you handle those situations. You're going to have to be even more on your toes about not showing jealousy, being more open, being more honest about what you have going on, so that he sees that you want to have that open, honest relationship. A lot of women will make the mistake of saying, hey, can we sit down and talk about this? I feel like we can't talk to each other about certain things. I feel like you're holding things back from me. I feel like I can't trust you. And when you do all of that, you actually make him, instead of going, oh, okay, I want to change this, I want us to have an honest relationship, instead he goes, okay, how can I hide what I'm doing even better? So she's convinced that I'm not doing anything. And, at that point he'll lie even more than he already was. Why do men do this? Because men are often programmed the way that they are who they are, and they're men, and they're not going to change because a woman is nagging them and trying to whip him, into shape and be the way that she wants. And so a lot of times it's just a pride and ego thing. It has nothing to do with how he feels about you. So whenever he's lying about, more significant things on a regular basis, again, when you do catch him in those lies and that kind of thing, just be cool about it. Be like, hey, really, you can be honest with me about whatever's going on. I mean, I understand and I trust you, and I'm sorry that I reacted, badly the last time. I want us to have an open, honest, relationship, and I always try to be honest with you, and, I respect you, and I respect your friendships, and, I just had a bad day that day that I brought up the ex-girlfriend contacting you. That being said, of course, if he is doing something that's more significant, like cheating, lying about, being in contact with other women, that would be a whole different video, whole different talk. But we're just talking about the little things that are actually insignificant, that actually he could be honest with you about, that he's not being honest with you about, and trying to figure out why. And so that's why I say, we're just talking about those at the beginning of a relationship, the little things that men lie about to all women that they date, maybe even their mother too, because of their past experiences, and then the reasons that they lie specifically to you because they've learned certain things with you and certain behaviors, and they ultimately don't want to disappoint you. So, ladies, bottom line is, try not to feel so, offended if they do lie to you about these insignificant things. A lot of times it's because they do cherish the relationship, and they do respect you, and they don't want to lose you, but at the same time they still want to be themselves, and they feel like they can handle whatever situation that they're in appropriately, and they don't have to tell you their every move, that they're just going to handle the ex-girlfriends or whatever the problem is. They feel like they can handle it on their own without telling you every detail. Anyway, but if you guys have any questions, post them at the end of the video and we will respond. Check out our website at www.princescharming.me, not .com, .me. Thanks.